I remember a day when the sky simply opened, a soft grey morning had turned heavy, and the first drops of rain fell. I had my plans for the day, a list of things to do, places to be. I was in a hurry, moving with that familiar sense of purpose. Then the rain came down in a sudden, insistent sheet of water. My umbrella was back at home, a small oversight with a large consequence. I found myself stopped under the small green awning of a closed flower shop, watching the world change its pace right before my eyes. People around me rushed past their heads, bowed against the downpour. Cars hissed by tires, throwing up arcs of grey water that splashed against the curbs. The air grew cool and smelled of wet pavement and damp earth. The world, which had been a blur of motion just seconds before, felt soft and slow. My plans were on hold. My hurry was gone. There was only this moment, this shelter, this quiet observation of the rain. This is how a pause often arrives. It is not something we schedule or invite into our day. It comes unexpectedly, a quiet but firm hand on our shoulder telling us to wait. We see it in the sudden bloom of red brake lights ahead of us on a busy road, a sea of stopping that brings our own journey to a halt. We feel it in the stillness of a doctor's waiting room. These moments break our flow, our forward momentum. They can feel like a glitch in the system, a disruption to our carefully laid plans. We might feel a flicker of frustration or a wave of impatience. Our minds race ahead, calculating the lost time, the missed connections, the delayed arrivals. Yet there is another way to see these moments. They can also feel like a gift. They are an unplanned breath in the middle of a busy sentence. They are a quiet space offered to us without our asking, a chance to simply be still for a little while and notice the world around us. We all know these small pauses in the rhythm of our lives. A train is delayed. We sit on a hard station bench. We watch strangers come and go. A friend calls with unexpected news. Our intended afternoon changes completely. A computer screen freezes. Work comes to a sudden, complete stop. These moments interrupt the flow we have created for ourselves. They can feel like a mistake, a problem to fix, so we can get back on track. When life forces us to slow down, our first instinct is to resist. We think the pause is wrong, a sign something has gone awry. We believe we've lost precious time, that we've failed to keep moving forward. These thoughts can come quickly, creating anxiety and urgency. They can stir up frustration, making us want to push harder once it ends. We see the interruption as an obstacle, a barrier between us and where we want to be. But there is another way to look at the same moment. A gentler perspective is available if we're willing. What if the pause is not an obstacle but protection? What if the interruption is not punishment but a gift to keep us safe? This shift doesn't change the event itself. The rain still falls. The light is still red. The wait is still required. But it can change our experience entirely. This reframing can turn frustration into peace. It lets us step out of hurry and worry. Instead of fighting the stillness, we can lean into it. See the pause not as a thief, but as a guardian offering respite, a quiet invitation to breathe, to rest, to see things from a different angle, one that was not visible to us when we were moving so quickly. Thinking of a pause as a form of protection is not a strict rule. It is a gentle shift in perspective. It is an invitation to look for care and kindness in places where we once saw only trouble and delay. The rain that cancels our walk might also be stopping a small fire from spreading in a dry field we cannot see. The red light that makes us late might be preventing us from entering an intersection at the exact moment another car runs its own light. The delay might be keeping us away from a much larger problem waiting for us just around the bend. A quiet minute forced upon us by circumstance can stop us from sending an angry email or making a hasty decision we would later regret. Pauses give us something incredibly valuable. They give us space. They create a small buffer between an event and our reaction to it. Within that space, we have the chance to take a breath. We have the time to let our initial emotional response settle. We are given a moment to see the situation with a little more clarity and a little less urgency, which can make all the difference in the world. The core job of this protective pause is simple. Its job is to keep us safe, sometimes from physical harm we are not even aware of. Its job is to give us a moment to rest, to let our nervous systems calm down from the constant state of high alert that modern life often demands. Its job is to allow us to change our course if we need to reconsider a choice, or to find a better path forward. The pause is not an enemy to our progress. It is a quiet ally, working behind the scenes for our well-being. This view does not require us to deny our feelings of frustration or disappointment. Those feelings are real and valid. Instead, it asks us to hold those feelings alongside a new possibility. The possibility that this moment of stillness is not random or malicious. The possibility that it is serving a larger, kinder purpose that we may not be able to see just yet. It asks us to trust that sometimes the slowest path is the safest one, and that being held back can be a profound act of care. Let us look again at those three small scenes, but this time through the lens of protection. First, consider the rain. You had planned a long walk. Your shoes were tied. Your mind was set on the journey. Then the downpour begins, and you are forced to stop under an awning. Your initial reaction is annoyance. You think of your schedule, the time ticking away. But then you start to watch the raindrops. You notice how they fall in a steady, calming rhythm. You see how they wash the dust from the leaves of a nearby tree, making them a vibrant green. The air around you smells clean and fresh. The rain has given the familiar street a brand new shine, reflecting the lights in soft, blurry pools. You take a slow breath and then another. You feel your shoulders relax. The rain did more than just interrupt your hurried pace. It also shielded you from the dust and heat of the day. It slowed your breathing and gave your mind a new, quieter rhythm to follow. In this small, forced pause, you found a moment of unexpected peace and a chance to reset your internal state. Second, let us look at the red light. You are running late for an important appointment. You got into your car in a rush, your mind already at your destination. You are driving a little faster than you should, weaving through traffic. Then the light ahead turns red, and you have to press the brake. The car behind you hums with its own impatience. For a moment you might feel a surge of anger, but then you look at the crosswalk. You see a small child with a bright yellow backpack who has stopped to tie a loose shoelace. If the light had been green, you might have sped through the intersection without even noticing them. That small pause, that red light may have prevented a terrible mistake. It was a moment that forced you to watch, to be present, to slow down not just your car, but your racing mind. It gave you a second to reconnect with the world outside your own urgent plans. The pause was not a punishment. It was a simple mechanical gut, doing its job to keep everyone on the road a little bit safer, including you. Section 5, the old view versus the new. In each of these scenes, the meaning of the pause changes entirely when we shift our point of view. In the old view, rooted in hurry and expectation, the pause is a thief. It steals our time. It steals our productivity. It steals our sense of control. The rain is a nuisance. The red light is an obstacle. The waiting room is a form of torture. We feel like we're constantly falling behind. The pause feels like a punishment for not being fast enough. This perspective creates a cycle of stress. We resent the interruption. That resentment makes us tense. When the pause ends, we rush to make up lost time. We rush faster. That leads to more mistakes and more stress. We see life as a race. Stillness feels like losing. This way of thinking is exhausting. It keeps us battling life's natural rhythm. It leaves no room for grace. It leaves no room for rest. It leaves no room for unexpected discovery. In the new view, the pause is transformed into a guardian. It is a protective force, not a punitive one. It is an opportunity to mend. It is an opportunity to reflect. It is an opportunity to gather our strength. The rain becomes a moment to breathe. The red light becomes a moment to observe. The waiting room becomes a space to rest. The pause is a small, quiet shelter in our busy lives, not a sign of failure, but a sign of care, a reminder we're part of a larger system that sometimes knows what we need. This perspective lets us work with life, not against it. We release the need to control every moment. Not all delays are bad. Not all speed is good. We find value in quiet in-between moments. The pause is no longer a thief but a teacher. It teaches us patience. It teaches us to be present. It teaches us that sometimes the most productive thing we can do is nothing at all. Section 6. Small actions for quiet moments. When life brings us to a pause, we are not powerless. There are small, gentle actions we can take to make the most of these quiet moments. First, we can simply breathe. Take one slow, deep breath in and let it out just as slowly. This simple act sends a powerful signal to our body that it is safe. It is the quickest way to bring a sense of calm to a moment of frustration. One conscious breath can change our entire physical and emotional state. Next, we can name one feeling that is present within us. We can say it silently to ourselves, or if we are alone, speak it softly aloud. I am feeling tense. I am feeling sad. I am feeling impatient. The act of naming the feeling helps to create a little distance from it. It allows us to observe the emotion instead of being consumed by it. When we name a feeling, it often becomes smaller and more manageable. We can also use the pause to look around and find one small bright thing in our immediate environment. The deep green of a leaf outside the window, the sound of a child's distant laugh, the comforting warmth of a cup of tea in our hands. Focusing on one simple, pleasant detail helps to ground us in the present moment. It pulls our minds away from worrying about the future or regretting the past. These small acts of noticing bring us back to the reality of now, where we are safe. Finally, we can use the pause to ask ourselves one small, gentle question. What do I need right now? Not a big, complicated plan. A simple, immediate need. A sip of water. 5 minutes of rest without looking at a screen. The thought of calling a friend later. This question turns passive waiting into an act of active self-care. It transforms the pause into a moment of connection with ourselves. Section 7. The work of acceptance. The work of acceptance. It is also helpful to practice letting go of blame. When a pause happens, it is easy to blame the traffic, the weather, even ourselves for poor planning. But the pause is not a sign of a personal or moral failure. It is simply an event, like the wind that blows or the tide that turns. It is part of the unpredictable nature of being alive. Our work is not to prevent every pause, but to choose how we respond when one arrives. Our response can be soft and full of grace. We can choose to be kind to ourselves in that moment. Instead of self-criticism, we can offer self-compassion. We can choose to see the pause as part of a larger design, a pattern that we cannot yet fully see. This acceptance is not passive resignation. It is an active choice to trust the process of life. When we do this, our internal pace begins to change. We stop trying to force things to happen on our schedule. We start to let a natural rhythm find us again. We may find that we begin to move a little slower, but with more intention and thought. New choices and possibilities may appear. ones that were invisible to us when we were rushing. A sudden pause can illuminate a small, quiet path that we completely missed when we were focused only on the main road ahead. It can open up the world in ways we did not expect, revealing opportunities for connection, creativity, or simply for much-needed rest. There will be difficult pauses too, times of loss, illness, profound uncertainty. These pauses are heavy, and they do not feel protective at first. They feel like pain. Yet even in these deep and challenging moments, the idea of protection can offer a sliver of light. Protection can mean being sheltered from further harm. It can mean having the time and space to grieve properly. It can mean creating a quiet container in which we can learn new ways to care for ourselves. The pause is not good because it hurts. The pause holds us, keeping us from breaking even more. Section 8. A final, grounding trust. The work then is simple and quiet. It begins with accepting the pause, whatever its form. It continues by looking for just one gentle benefit, no matter how small. Then it asks us to take one small, kind action. Breathe. Name a feeling. Look for something beautiful. Ask, what do I need right now? Let a sense of kindness lead the way. Let each slow step be small and deliberate. We do not need to solve the whole puzzle at once. We only need to take the next gentle step. We will not always see the full reason for a pause while we are in it. Often, that is perfectly fine. Clarity can come much later with the benefit of hindsight. Sometimes, the pause will have saved us from a harm we can never even picture. Sometimes, its only purpose will have been to teach us the vital skill of slowing down. Trust in this process grows over time. It does not arrive all at once, in a single flash of insight. It is built slowly, one small accepted pause at a time. So, the next time life forces you to slow down, try this small and gentle practice. Stop fighting the current. Stop and breathe. Notice one thing in your surroundings. Name one feeling in your heart. Ask your body what it needs in this moment.